Prepare to experience the strongest radio allowable by law. Secrets will be revealed. Myths dispelled. From the studio gym where excuses never apply, it's Superhuman Radio with your host, Carl Lenore.
This is Science for Humans with Dr. Jeff Galini.
And then I will introduce our Secret Santa, Dr. Jeff Galini. How you doing? Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you.
So you have received the nickname of Dr. Santa on the internet because all I see is people posting packages of stuff that they got over the holiday from you. It's pretty funny.
It's funny when people would call and ask for samples and stuff. I would say, well, keep an eye out for Santa FedEx, and of course, people would come back and go, "Oh, Doc Santa, look at what I got from the doc."
Boxes of stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's like you must be chuckling to yourself because you got to be thinking to yourself, "Oh, wait until this person sees this," you know.
Oh, and I always try to. I think it started with just a couple things, and then I always wanted to outdo myself. I mean, the whole thing is when somebody asks for a sample, you think you're going to get one thing, and when you get a whole box of stuff, I mean. I just know the person is just excited because I would be excited if I asked for a sample and got shakers and towels.
Well, think about it. People travel all the way to Columbus, Ohio every year to walk around the floor of the Arnold Classic and gather bags of goodies. They go there. They pay to stay in a hotel. They drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get free stuff. And here they ask for it on the show, and you send them boxes of stuff. It's unbelievable.
And you know what? I have something special coming up for the Arnold. I'm going to have the virtual tour. So if you can't make it out there, you're going to contact me.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great idea. That's awesome.
I'm going to give you a bag of stuff like you don't know.
Like you showed up at the Arnold. There you go.
Yep.
And with that, obviously, it's the new year. People are rededicating themselves to their physical culture goals and their diet goals. And obviously, getting some direction from somebody like you is critical. A lot of people have gained some weight during the holidays. Ironically, Elisa lost 2 pounds.
Wow.
I stayed the same. But we have so many friends that have told me they gained 10 flipping pounds. I'm like, how can you gain 10 pounds that fast? But there's people out there who have.
They have. And, I was saying it before the holiday started. Don't worry about it. I mean, you and I come from, a background where holidays was food.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you do. And, when you were out here, I showed you, I had Ray Ray's Bakery make me a big old pumpkin pie, and I ate the whole thing.
But it was gluten-free.
It was gluten-free,
okay.
Yes, and I stayed gluten-free. This Christmas, I didn't get much help during Thanksgiving, but this Christmas, at our Christmas party, they incorporated some gluten-free stuff, and actually a couple of my friends brought me some gluten-free pastries and bakery, and I ate the whole thing. So, like I said, don't worry about it. You need to enjoy foods. If you're like me and there are certain things that you enjoy, eat them. They should be part of your diet, but moderations. And that's kind of what I want to talk about here is you got to remember if you gain 10 pounds during the holiday, it probably your holiday started 8 weeks ago.
Right.
Most people start well before Thanksgiving. So you're not going to go into the gym and in 1 or 2 days lose the 10 pounds. It's going to take you about 8 weeks to lose it. So whatever it took you to gain that, you lose it.
How much of that 10 pounds you think is just fluid retention from carbohydrates and pro-inflammatory foods that you don't normally eat, like lots of grains and stuff like that?
I think a lot of it.
Because could you really manufacture 10 pounds of fat in a month?
You'd have to eat an extraordinary amount of food. I think a lot of it is just, water retention. And, when you eat foods that you normally don't eat, your gut, I mean, it just goes through this wacky thing and people are bloated. I mean, your body isn't used to handling those things. Similar to what a bodybuilder would experience, after being on a diet and they start eating.
I know. They boomerang.
Yeah, you can gain, 20 pounds in 3 days. I mean, it's just that your body holds on to all this fluid, salt. So I think that a lot of it is just water weight. So the first bit of advice is if you have any cookies, pies, candy left over, put it in the freezer. Don't throw it out.
Throw it away. Throw it away. No,
I say put it in the freezer, man, and save it for your cheat day. But, but if you, or throw it out. But if it's gluten-free, save it. But anyhow, get back on a good eating schedule, and when we talk about diet, we don't want that to be something you do. That should be your lifestyle. What you consume is your diet, not a bad word. I have to go on a diet. I really hate hearing people say, oh, I need to go on a diet. And I go, well, what do you mean go on a diet? Oh, well, I'm going to do, Weight Watchers, or I'm going to do this. And it's always something stupid. And it lasts for what, Carl? A day, two, a week?
If that. Maybe they get through February, right? Because it's not realistic what they usually choose to do. It's usually too extreme. Yeah,
my gym is so packed. As most gyms are, because everybody is going to go on a diet. They're going to join the gym. And I watch people get on the treadmill I didn't even have my treadmill turned on last night, and they were done already. I'm like, that was like 1 minute? What the heck was that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm only burning so many calories according to this. But anyhow, get back on a healthy eating schedule and don't worry about it. You gain the weight. There's nothing you can do about it. But what you don't want to do is go, oh, I gained the weight. Oh, well, let me continue on. And now 10 turns into 20, 30, 40 pounds. That's where you're going to run into your troubles. So again, get rid of the junk. Freeze it if you're like me, save it for another time, or throw it out. It's done. You enjoyed yourself. You should have had your last big dose December 31st, and come the 1st, boom, control the amount of fats is my first recommendation. And I'm talking about the bad fats.
Right.
The excess amount of butter, oils, fried foods, things that are just not flat out not healthy for you.
Right.
Bring those fats down. Take a look at your carbohydrates. I'm not a fan of, going low carbs or doing something crazy. I'm saying, hey, this is what you need to sustain life. So you need to have a good amount of carbohydrates in your diet. And then look at your protein sources. Get on some lean protein sources. Stay away from the McDonald's, Big Macs and the fried fish sandwiches. Get on some good lean cuts. And that doesn't mean that, you can't have beef, but go for some of the leaner cuts. And if you are someone who counts your calories, that's a good thing to do. If you don't count your calories, again, moderations. You don't need to go through the buffet 4 times to get your money's worth. Just eat smaller amounts of food. And just that alone, you will start to metabolize that, and you'll start to burn off that body fat that you put on.
How much should someone plan on losing? This is a big area, an important area, because if you start out with unrealistic expectations, you're going to fail, and you're going to fail quickly, and you're actually going to probably just go, oh, the heck with it, I'm just going to eat anything I want. And quite frankly, the diet industry creates these unrealistic expectations. When people see somebody for a commercial on TV that says, I lost, 50 pounds in 3 weeks, you can too with, new blanc, how much should somebody really look forward to losing if you're looking at healthy weight loss?
The first thing I think is everyone should throw their scales out. The scale is such a deceiving measurement, because if you are training, you could be swapping weight. You could be putting on muscle and losing body fat. But if you aren't dropping the scale, you freak out. But I think if you're going to use the scale, boy, oh boy, a half a pound a week.
Really?
If you can do a pound a week, again, don't try to go for a pound a day. You just can't do that.
There are people who really think that think that's realistic, that you should lose a pound a day. If you're losing a pound a day, you're not just losing body fat, you're losing muscle, and muscle is metabolic currency. It's what burns calories.
Well, and too many people, Carl, they get tied up with that scale. So now they get on the scale in the morning and it isn't what they want. So they're going to wait a little bit later. They're not going to eat. They're not going to drink. And then they're going to get back on. Oh, good. Now I'm where I wanted. And then this is what causes, dehydration, anorexia. The scale is nasty. You should use your mirror and your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a guy and you have to go up 1 belt notch, okay, you gain some weight. You want to get that notch down. If you're a lady, and you have to go up another size, that tells you better lose some weight so that you can fit into those clothes that you had. And I think that's more realistic than, again, getting caught up with that whole scale thing.
Women are the worst offenders when it comes to this. They get on the scale, they see a number they don't like, and they go, I'm not eating today. When in fact, if they're training hard, it could be muscle.
Oh, and I heard, this was last night too. This gal says, I don't know what's going on. I gained weight over the holidays. I weighed myself this morning and I weighed 150. And then I just got on the scale now and I'm 160. How could I gain 10 pounds in a day?
Yeah, you probably had a really big meal.
Yeah, or, some Chinese, some salt. I mean, or,
fluid.
The night before, the day before, she didn't drink because she's using the scale. And I basically said the same thing, honey, get rid of that scale. You gain some weight. Okay, not a problem. What are you going to do? Are you going to exercise? Yeah, I'm going to go do this class. Well, do some cardio. Oh, no, I don't have time. Well, then you're not going to lose weight. I mean, you got to put a little bit of effort into it.
And I know we're going to talk about exercises later, but what are your opinions of people who just do exclusively cardio for weight loss?
I think it's great. I mean, again, if you don't want to change your diet, again, I'm kind of old school, 3,500 calories to gain or lose a pound. So if you want to go out and expend those calories and eat a crappy diet, you will lose weight. That's not healthy.
Right.
But you definitely want to incorporate cardio. First of all, myth, cardio burns muscle. It does not. Not eating protein burns muscle. As long as you are getting enough protein in, and enough carbohydrates, you're not going to burn muscle. You're just going to get your metabolic rate up. And again, anything less than 20 minutes is a waste of time because it takes about 15 to 20 minutes just to get your heart rate up to where you're going to start metabolizing. Mm-hmm. So I always say, a minimum 30 minutes. If you can do that every day, but realistically, that's hard for people. So, if you incorporated 30 minutes 3 to 4 times a day, that's going to help you achieve that, possibly half a pound to pound a week.
Was there this idea back in the day when you were in Venice Beach with all of these pros, and we just did a great show with Randy Roach the other day talking about the 1980-1981 Olympia with Arnold coming back and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. When you were there at that time, was this notion of fasted cardio first thing in the morning on an empty stomach was better than doing cardio after a meal?
Not really. I didn't hear much guys, when I first went out there talk about it. Because in California the weather was great, everybody was out walking or, they would have a bike. I took it upon myself to get a stationary bike at home, but because the time is limited, Carl, I would literally be on the bike riding, eating my meal.
Really?
So, to me, it didn't matter because it wasn't what you were burning at that time. It was the fact that you're getting your metabolic rate up and what happens over the next couple hours. Now, I think later on, as time went on, people were starting to talk about it, but I never saw anybody who, like they did more in the 2000s, where, hey, you should do cardio on an empty stomach and then the last thing before the day. We just did it whenever we had time during the day.
Now, we're going to take a break, but you have something exciting to give away today, right?
I do.
We're not going to say what it is yet. We're not going to say what it is yet, but you're going to say it in the next segment, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so for those who really want to jumpstart their fat loss and their muscle gains for 2016, you're going to want to listen really, really hard when we come back with more Science for Humans. Do you know how to properly use carbohydrates to ignite your performance in the field and in the gym? You will now, thanks to this free book by EFX Sports. The Carb User's Guide for Maximum Performance reveals why omitting carbohydrates from your diet can totally crush your gains. Ever wonder how many grams you need for your specific sport? Not anymore. We give you the critical number you need to dominate your competition. You'll even discover the super carb that's taking the athletic world by storm. You must try it to believe it. Go to getcarbolyn.com/carb guide today and get your copy absolutely free. Once again, it's getkarbolyn.com/CARBGUIDE. Hey, this is Carl. Start your day just like I do with a high-dose lipospheric vitamin C from Live On Labs.
You too can benefit from Live On Labs' lipospheric delivery system. No more pills or powders. That's outdated technology. Live On Labs has the world's most efficient vitamin delivery system, period. Learn a lot more today at liveonlabs.com and benefit from their new reduced pricing. That's liveonlabs.com, Livon labs.com.
Even for extraordinary people, it's all about motivation. Getting going and focusing is easier said than done. That's why people like you with big goals and bigger dreams are turning to Exact to feel motivation now. Exact delivers the breakthrough mental energy you crave and unleashes your creativity. Exact combines precise levels of 6 ingredients that greatly improves brain power and produces intensity. Many of our customers say Exact brings them instant gratification, making them feel happy, bright, and attentive. We say Exact delivers, guaranteed or your money back. Go to xactmind.com to get your trial pack absolutely free and experience life with the motivation, focus, and drive it takes to realize your potential.
Ever feel like you want something crunchy? From the company that gave us the Quest protein bar, now comes the Quest high protein potato chips with 21 grams of high quality protein and only 5 grams of carbs and no artificial ingredients. Just like Quest bars, you'll feel like you're cheating, but you're not. Go to superhumanradio.com and click the Quest High Protein Potato Chip banner ad today and get ready to be satisfied. Thanks to Quest Nutrition, chips just aren't what they used to be.
Superhuman Radio has the smartest and most dedicated health and fitness listeners found anywhere in the world. If you're trying to tap this market of greater than 50 million health fitness consumers, you simply can't do better than advertising on Superhuman Radio. Our sponsors tell us Superhuman Radio outperforms other forms of advertising time and time again. If you're tired of wasting valuable advertising dollars and need a new way to build your client base, go to superhumanradio.com and click on the Advertise With Us link. It just may be the best thing you have ever done for your business.
Prime Nutrition is proud to present Max HP, their most scientifically formulated pre-workout supplement to date. Now available in 2 great tasting flavors, tropic fruit and raspberry. Max HP is the most ultra premium pre-workout available and is made without any artificial colors, flavors, or dyes. Increasing blood flow to heighten anabolic activity, Max HP is designed to meet the heightened metabolic needs of high-performance athletes. Visit PrimeNutrition.com and use coupon code SuperhumanRadio to receive 20% off of your entire order. Go to PrimeNutrition.com today. The health and performance benefits of phytonutrients are indisputable, but getting all of your phytonutrients from your diet is difficult. That's why Prime Nutrition introduced PhytoForm. PhytoForm has nearly 11 grams of all the micronized veggies, fruits, fiber, minerals, and antioxidants you need. Alfalfa, organic spirulina, and chlorella, plus acai, pomegranate, goji, bilberry, blueberry, raspberry, cranberry, and papaya. Cabbage, spinach, broccoli, beet, the list goes on and on. You won't find a better, more complete fruits and greens blend anywhere. It even includes PQQ, which has been shown to improve mitochondrial biogenesis. Go to superhumanradio.com and click the Prime Nutrition banner ad today and use coupon code SHR to save 30% off. Prime Nutrition, the best or nothing.
You're listening to the Superhuman Channel. Don't hate us because we feel good.
Welcome back to Science for Humans. Later in the show, we're going to be talking about whether or not drinking a lot of water increases metabolic rate and actually affects burning fat, which has been one of those brotelligent myths that have traveled around forever and ever. We're going to get to the bottom of that with my news director, Alex Leaf. Right now, we're talking with my co-host, Dr. Jeff Galini. This is Science for Humans, and we're talking about jump-starting progress for 2016. Making the right moves are critical right now. Critical to whether or not you stick to it, critical to whether or not you see progress that inspires you to work harder, or whether or not you see zero progress, become disenchanted, and decide to eat yourself into the rabbit hole. So, Dr. Jeff, before we tell people about the secret surprise that you're going to be giving away to people to help them, how important is eating healthy? You know, there are a lot of bodybuilders out there who consume high amounts of what I consider questionable ingredients, aspartame, for instance, things like that. Because as far as they're concerned, as long as their body is transforming and they're getting leaner, they really don't care what's going on with their liver, their kidneys, or their internal organs. But does paying more attention to what is healthy play a role in overall, obviously, reaching your goals, but being able to sustain your goals long term?
Absolutely. I mean, that was one of the bad things when I was bodybuilding, because you started it because you wanted to be healthy, but then your goals changed. It was about how you looked. And we went on those diets. I never drank a whole lot of soda, and I started drinking soda pop, and aspartame.
Diet soda.
And
right?
I can't tell you how many a day I would drink, because that would take care of my craving. Because again, we lowered our carbohydrate intake. And the rest of the stuff, it's not a very healthy sport. But, yes, you need to realize you've only got one body. It isn't like a car where you can trade in, you can go and get some new parts. Some things are irreversible. If you put on a whole lot of weight and then you start to lose it, and I'm talking about, people who lose 100 pounds, you've got, saggy skin that's never going to come back.
Right.
But, you only got one heart, one kidney, one liver. And, when you get some type of damage there, it's irreversible, let alone, moving into type 2 diabetes or something, which is all preventable. So I think if you want to live longer and enjoy a healthier life, then you've got to get on a good eating plan. You've got to live healthier. And that's kind of what we talked about all last year, was different types of foods and vitamins and minerals and things that, help people eat to a healthier life.
And wouldn't you say, to sum it up, if somebody said, because there's not enough time to cover in this show what eating healthy is on a food by food basis. But wouldn't you agree that if you look to an ancestral type diet, if you look to a paleo type diet, if you look to one of these diets of what is considered whole foods, shopping the perimeter of your grocery store, cooking your meals instead of cracking open a package and putting it in the microwave, that in and of itself will allow you to eat healthier in general?
Absolutely. And, you hit the nail right on the head. Cook your foods. I know a lot of people have expressed to me, man, I can't afford buying organics. Yeah, they're expensive, but that's a level, that's a commitment that you need to take. But if you start cooking your own foods, bringing your lunch from home and get rid of the processed, that alone is going to probably add 20 years to your life. I
met a woman over the holidays at a holiday party who sought me out because she heard I was at the party. Elisa was with me. She started telling me about all of these ailments she has. Most of them are related to autoimmune disorders. So we started talking, and I said, you need to eliminate this, you need to eliminate that. And when I said, when you're cooking your food, she goes, well, I don't cook. I looked at her and I says, nothing? Goes, no, she's an attorney. She's a very powerful attorney. She says, no, I've never cooked. I said, so what do you eat every day? She goes, well, I go to this restaurant for breakfast, I go to that restaurant for lunch, and then I usually go to that restaurant for dinner. And I said, okay, you got to make a decision. How important is it for you to live a long, healthy life, devoid of disease? And if it's not, then just keep doing what you're doing. I was real blunt with her. In fact, Elisa said to me after she walked away, I think you turned her off. I said, I'm glad I turned her off. I'm tired of these people who want me to tell them, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing and take this pill.
No, and the same with, don't tell me, oh, I can't do that. I can't give up that. You can. It's a matter of what do you want to achieve? If you want to look like you're 80 years old when you're 30, then continue down that path. Don't put oil in your car and watch what happens.
Yeah. Right.
Cigarette, smoke if you want to get cancer.
Right. Right. Think about the endpoints of your behavior. Okay, so most people start out an exercise routine the beginning of the year, and in my humble opinion, they become way too aggressive, way too much exercise because they just want this to happen so quickly, and it doesn't happen quickly. So what exercises and how much should someone be doing if they are going to look to change their body, lose that half a pound of healthy weight a week, and end up someplace where they're happy with how they look and how they feel?
If you're a newbie and you're just coming into the gym for a New Year's resolution, go 3 days a week. Like you said, they come in and they go 7 days and they're on the treadmill for 4 hours and then you don't see them the rest of the year. You're going to burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Weightlifting, exercising should be enjoyable. It should be something you look forward to do. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, pick 3 days. You shouldn't be in there more than an hour. You should be able to get a half hour worth of cardio and a half hour worth of weight training. And it doesn't really matter what weights and what exercises. Don't come in and just do all abs thinking that that's how you're going to get rid of your fat. just pick a good an array of exercises that work different parts of the body. Enjoy it, move at a fast pace. Get on a healthy plan, eating plan.
So what are you giving away now that's going to help some lucky people in the audience jumpstart their progress?
So one of the problems is again, that whole jumpstart. If people can have some way of getting ahead in the first week or two, then that motivates them, getting them encouraged. And one of the ways of doing it is with something that I developed years ago, and I came up with the thermogenic name, was something that helped to increase your metabolic rate. Now, again, you don't take this pill. It's not a miracle. You sit on the couch and eat what you want. But what it does is it helps increase your heart rate, your metabolic rate, so that you will metabolize body fat, creates heat, and helps to decrease your appetite. It's called Lean Fix. And the retail is $29.99, which is a great retail for a month's supply. But I'm going to let it go for less than cost at $5 a bottle, plus a little bit of shipping. That basically covers our cost to put it out of your house and get it in the box off to you. But I want to help you just start your new year and help you to reach your goals. And I really believe that, something like this will help you, kick it in to start to lose some weight.
So let's go over this. It's Lean Fix. You're offering it at $5 a bottle plus shipping. It's normally almost $29.99 a bottle. And people can get it how? They go to superhumanradio.com and click the Ask the Scientist banner ad at the bottom right-hand side and ask you for the Lean Fix offer?
They can do that, or you can go right to AAEFX.com. And you'll find under products Lean Fix, and I'm going to give you the code here. It's Lean, Lean, 2016. That will give you that discount, and it's probably going to be good for a couple weeks. We'll let you know how long it's good for. But again, you want to go ahead and take advantage of it. It's almost free. You can't get much better than that, but it will help you kind of jumpstart your day. And you never know what else you might get in the box too.
Yeah, right, exactly. You may get a surprise in there. Okay, so the best bet is to go to AAEFX.com, find Lean Fix, go ahead and place the order, use the coupon code LEAN, Lean 2016, and you'll get it for $5 a bottle plus whatever the appropriate shipping is to you.
That's it, and I got plenty sitting. And always remember, you can go to Ask the Scientist at superhumanradio.com. I love answering your questions. If you don't get enough of me once a week, you can follow me, Dr. Jeff Galini, on Facebook. Lots of fun stuff always goes on there. And in fact, we're going to be answering a question for John Laverne of California on Next Science for Humans. He's talking to us about, he wants to know what Dr. Jeff's take is on prostate health. This should interest all guys. Whether you're young or old, you got a prostate, you got to take care of it. That's the Amen.
deal. Dr. Jeff, it's going to be a great 2016 between you and I. We've got lots of great ventures I'm so excited about. I'm hoping that this year I'll be able to get myself a little condo in Montana, and you and I will be able to spend more time together.
Absolutely. But I got to go check out my Hot Topic and make sure it's cooking my meal good, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I've got codfish with mushrooms, lemon, and butter today. What do you got?
I got some tuna with some potatoes and asparagus.
Hot logic. It's a great thing, isn't it?
Woo. Yes, it is.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon.
Thanks. Take care.